Hi, my name is Bob Taylor, and I'm your host for this segment of Our Ventura TV. I'm here today with my guest, Dan Miller, from the nonprofit Action. Good afternoon, Dan.
Good afternoon, Bob. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being here with us. All right, what is a nonprofit Action?
Well, Action's been around since 2005. We're basically a volunteer coordinating agency. We put volunteers in our community who want to help and want to serve together with needs throughout all of Ventura County.
So you look for volunteers, and then you find things they need to get done, and you match up the volunteers with the stuff.
We do.
So now, years ago, probably before 2005, United Way used to have a United Day of Serving or something.
And they still do.
Oh, so but you're different than that.
Well, yes. We work all through the county, but we also have a Serve Day, but we also have a program that we call Serve Every Day. We started out doing an annual Serve Day, but you know what? Issues don't go away after the first weekend in June when we do this. So we have a program called Serve Every Day as well, and we tend to work with people who fall through the cracks with the larger agencies.
And there's an awful lot of those, as we find out in our more and more. It seems like the more nonprofits we have, the more people that actually do fall through the cracks.
Sadly, that's true. With the economy what it is, yeah, it's true. We've got 50,000 veterans that live in Ventura County. Many of them are aging, and almost 10,000 of those veterans are over 80.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of wars ago.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so do you go looking for people with projects, or do you go with projects looking for people?
Both and.
Okay.
Obviously, it's a little bit of a dance, making sure we have enough projects to meet the volunteers and making sure we have enough volunteers to meet the projects. But last year, we had over 5,000 volunteers.
Wow.
Take care of over 1,000 projects in the county that met the needs of almost 20,000 people.
Wow, now that is impressive.
It is.
So how do you get the word out about you guys? I mean, do you advertise? I've never seen you until all of a sudden about 2 months ago when somebody said, hey, Dan Miller, Action.
Well, sadly, I wish you hadn't said that. That's a bit of a branding issue, I guess, on our part. But yeah, like I said, we started 2005. The organization started just kind of out of the compassion of 4 churches in Ventura County. So it started as a faith-based organization. We work with everybody. So we work a lot with volunteers out of churches, out of businesses. A lot of businesses now are becoming very socially conscious, and they want to get out and serve their community. So we work with anybody who wants to meet needs in Ventura County.
One thing that's always impressed me is a lot of banks and financial institutes will give their employees, they'll pay them for up to 4 hours of volunteer work per week. That's
true. I know of one bank in the county that pays their employees for a week of volunteerism.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah, I hope more businesses take on that model.
Oh, boy, I tell you, I guess we can't talk about that thing, or that particular bank,
sure.
But it would be great if a lot more were doing that kind of thing.
Wouldn't it? We'd meet a lot of needs.
Okay, so do you get, you started with the 4 churches. Do you get most of your volunteers through a church?
Most.
Through churches?
Most, yes.
So a church will organize an event for you, or they will advertise for you for the week or that kind of thing?
We have about 80 churches in the county that partner with us on a regular basis.
From 4 to 80. Wow,
yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And we do projects specifically. We have a church up in Westlake Village that's getting ready to do a Serve Day in October. But a lot of times people just go to our website, to our database. I had a mom call about a month ago and said, Dan, I need to teach my teenage sons that there's more to life than sitting around playing Call of Duty. What can I do? Can I take them out? So we put them together with a transitional living home, and they went out and did some service for a Saturday morning.
No, that's great. Now, I've always suggested to people when they're depressed or when they're feeling bad or feeling down, I say, hey, go 2 hours a week at the animal shelter.
Man, there's no better feeling than helping somebody else.
Than forgetting yourself and serving somebody else. Okay, real quickly, and we'll do this again before the show's over, how do people find you?
Well, probably the best way is to go to our website, which is actionvc, as in Ventura County, actionvc.org.
Okay, I mean, that seems awful simple.
It is awful simple. Our phone number's there, and there's a database there of needs, and you can click on one of those needs and say, hey, yeah, I'll take care of that, and we'll put you together and get you going.
So anybody has any desire to help any particular kind of group, almost, they can go to your website and say, okay, I want to help the homeless, or I want to feed the needy, or I want to work on a house for somebody.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you give me a list of a couple of, not a list, but mention 3 or 4 of the different things that people can do.
Yeah, well, one of the growing things for us right now, we have a group that's a ramps and accessibility ministry we've got 168,000 seniors over the age of 60 in Ventura County. 5 years, that's grown to 220. And these people want to age at home.
Right.
And so a lot of these folks have mobility issues, need the ability to get in and out of their home. We have teams that'll go out and install grab bars, put a ramp in place at no cost.
And groups like HUD just can't keep up with that kind of thing.
No, that's one of the sad things is because of all us aging boomers, the senior tsunami, I heard somebody call it the other day.
That's a really good way of looking at it, too.
It really
the
is.
baby boomers.
Yeah, and this slug of baby boomers is coming along, and the government really is not sure quite how to handle all of us.
Well, I mean, there's just so many things that we can't look at 40 years ago, not knowing what was going to happen today. We're living a lot longer than we used to live, you know, and a lot of those things. So people are needing a lot more help at a sooner basis.
Right.
So do you find most of the things you do are helping homebound people or people in the homes?
Yeah, we deal with a lot of seniors, mentioned a lot of veterans. We deal with a lot of at-risk families. At Christmas time, we run 7 Christmas shops throughout Ventura County. We serve probably about close to 2,000 families and maybe 6,000, 7,000 children that get to come shop for toys for free. But they get
goosebumps.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We'll have 1,400 volunteers just for those 6 Christmas shops. But these are folks that live in our community that don't have the resources to make Christmas happen for their kids. We get to see that happen, and it's an awesome time.
Okay, so 5,000 volunteers, and I'm sure you could have used twice that many.
Oh, man, yeah, it really could.
So our big plea today is for everybody to get out on the website and find what their passion is and spend some of their passion helping somebody else.
There is everything out there from doing a little bit of housekeeping for a senior citizen or washing windows to our building ramps if you're handy with a saw and a hammer. I'm not, but there are guys out there that can do that, and we welcome them. And that's all on the website, and if you have any questions, just give us a call. We'll be glad to help with that.
All right, let's talk about your average volunteer.
Yeah.
I mean, you said that one son that came in to help you, which I think is really a great idea.
Yeah.
To get your kids involved. I know a gentleman that ran a nonprofit, but every year, as opposed to having Christmas, they would go stay at a homeless shelter and feed the homeless for a couple of days over Christmas time.
Right.
That was the way they spent Christmas.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And that was, to me, that was just a great way of bonding with your family and building that part of the kids and building them up. So is your average volunteer mid-30s, mid-40s, or is it hard to say what an average is?
Well, it really is hard to say because it runs the gamut. I've got 15-year-old kids from some of the schools. Schools get involved with us. And I've got seniors going out and serving other seniors. So it really runs the full gamut. And it doesn't have to be a physical exertion. We've got projects that maybe involve sitting around a table and putting some things together for other folks. So it's anybody who wants to serve, we could find a place for you.
So you can actually get a couple people together and say, let's do this together and volunteer for something together and spend the time together.
And that happens frequently.
That would be, I think it'd be a great Saturday afternoon date.
It would.
Or something like that, as opposed to going to the movies, let's go serve somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, what if thousands of people said, I'll give 4 hours once every other month? I mean, I'm proud of the 5,000 people that serve, but what if it was 3 times that many that just gave 4 hours once every other month? We'd seriously put a dent in a lot of the needs in our county.
And what people don't realize is it's easy to slip somebody $25 or $20.
Yeah.
It's harder to serve that 4 hours.
Yep.
And it'd be much better for somebody to serve that 4 hours than just to buy you off with $20. Now, if we're talking a few $100s, then there's a little different story. But it's so important to get people out there and get them taken care of.
You bet.
So, how did you get involved?
Well, I've been living in Ventura County since 1979, and I was part of the board of directors for a number of years with Action.
Okay.
And about a year ago, they came to me and said, you know, we need a new executive director. Would you be willing to step into that role and maybe give us some new direction, some new focus? So here I am. I'm having a blast. It's a lot of work, but we're excited about where it's going. We hope to expand beyond Ventura County in the next few years. So
something like what you're doing, it's not a job, it's a way of life.
it is.
I mean,
It's a passion.
Yeah, you can't look at it as, I mean, if you figure it out per hour, you're making $2 per hour because you're 24/7.
Yeah.
And most of the stuff you do, other than when you can sleep, get away and sleep a little bit.
Right.
Which really doesn't happen every night.
Not
You
at this age, you know, you got to get up 3 times in the night, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, you got to do that anyway. All right, so once again, we're actionvc.org.
Right.
Okay, so do you guys get involved in any way with animals or anything else? Accidentally sometimes, or?
Well, sometimes it just depends on what the need is that calls. You know, we've had times when we've had somebody call us that has to get their animal to the doctor, the pet doctor, the veterinarian, and don't have a way to get there. So we'll put a volunteer together with them, hopefully someone that has a passion for animals, help them get their animal to the doctor.
Yeah, how many?
Simple as that.
How many people are on your board?
There's 11 on our board right now.
Okay, and then everything else, I mean, they're all volunteers, of course.
Yes.
And then everything else is all just volunteers from those boards.
It is.
Right. So
Yeah.
you have.
We do have several full-time, one full-time and 2 other part-time employees that just manage the office and manage that database, but we're pretty lean.
You can't manage 5,000 volunteers without a paid person on that database.
It takes a little bit of management, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a pretty tough job.
Yeah.
There's a few other people out there that nonprofits that strictly manage volunteers, and I can't imagine something tougher than managing volunteers on a full-time basis.
Well, we've got a number of really loyal volunteers that come back to us time and time again. They're really super people and that look forward to our serve day. They look forward to Christmas shop. There's, you know, one of the jobs at our Christmas shop is wrapping the presents that these folks select for their kids. And that's always the volunteer position that goes quickest. I don't know, for some reason, our volunteers really enjoy wrapping those presents for the kids.
You can put your artistic, your own artistic feel in it. You can feel like you're doing a good
Yeah,
job.
a little
and it
bit of
looks
flair.
nice.
Yeah.
And people always feel so good when they see that package wrapped real nice and it's going somewhere.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
exactly.
All right, we have about a minute and a half left, Dan. What other messages that we've missed on that you want to get out to everybody?
Well, gosh, I mean, we want to be looked at as the place to go for volunteerism in the county. If you feel a compassion for your neighbor, if you feel a heart pull to serve in your community, call action. We want to be the agency in Ventura County that people think of first to be able to connect volunteers with the needs in our county.
So if I was to see a need that I didn't see being served and wanted to help with that, I could call you, you could pick that up and make arrangements for some way to help in that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. Now,
Yeah.
do you work with other nonprofits if it's something you can't get involved in or get to?
We do indeed.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of things that are just a little bigger than what you can do with volunteers.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, family stuff.
We work often with Habitat. Habitat refers people to us. We work with probably about 60 different agencies throughout the county. So
great.
yeah, we cooperate pretty broadly.
Hey, thank you very much for being with us
Well,
today.
thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Great show.
Thank you.
My name is Bob Taylor. I've been here today with my guest, Dan Miller, from the nonprofit Action. Until next time, thank you very much.